All right. So, good evening, everyone, and welcome back for week 6. This is our final week for the Stronger Than the Struggle book study. And this is before we start our next one. So, I'm so glad that we all actually made it this far and have stuck out the book. And I'm going to go ahead and unmute everybody so you guys can go ahead and chime in whenever you're ready. But Liza and I are just so excited that you all have been a part of this journey with us. This book I know has been life-changing, not just for myself, but for Liza as well. So with that being said, what did you guys think about the last 2 chapters? Because they were pretty short.
Before we go anywhere, I just want to give a big shout out to Kayla. She has been a huge supporter of this entire journey, and it would not be possible without her. And I just want to say I love her dearly, and I'm so thankful for her and all her efforts and everything she does behind the scenes. I know you guys don't always see everything or hear everything, but I just love her, and I wouldn't be where I am today without her. So I just want to say that I'm super thankful for her.
Thank you.
So,
Listen, I've had enough tears today, okay? I think I'm done.
I was actually asking you if you had been crying because you look like it.
Oh yeah, it's been today's been very hard for me. So I'm getting through it, but yeah, I've already had wine and everything else that you can imagine today. So I didn't even work out actually. It's been that kind of day, but yeah, it was a bit of emotional mess. Work was it was bad. So yeah,
we're all still here and we're chugging
exactly.
along, and this book honestly couldn't come at a better time for myself, for her, for you guys. I know how much you guys have talked about everything, and we're going to just dig into the last 2 chapters. They were kind of short, but I think they were very, very powerful.
Oh,
So Chastity, I know you love talking, and so if you want to chime in first, go for it.
I like the questions, to be honest, but the end of the book was very, I don't know, I feel like I wanted more, and then it just stopped. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted to know more about her life, but I think I don't know, I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it in the whole, all of it. I don't really have, like, specifics.
There are other books that she has written, and she also has a podcast, which I recently discovered. It's called Havilah Cunnington, and she doesn't go on like every week or anything, but today I was listening to the last few episodes, and they're really, really powerful. So I'll post a link either in a group or on the blog, so if you guys want to check it out. Some of them are super short, some of them are kind of long with interviewing other people, but it's just as powerful, if not more, because you can actually hear her talking, and kind of she goes into detail about stories and just her life, and it's just kind of like really digging a lot deeper into these concepts that are the basics of what this book is. So I know, Kayla, I don't know if you have the questions pulled up or not.
I'm actually doing that right now.
Okay.
I normally do already, but
Veronica, I just wanted to say hi real quick.
Welcome, Veronica.
Hi.
So,
can anyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
One of the questions from chapter 11, what difference does it make to choose to celebrate the blessings or success, which is our very best, of a situation rather than focusing on the loss, lack, or the less than perfection? I know this one totally went to my situation today. I don't know if you were thinking of the same thing, Liza, or not, but I will go ahead and share since I'm already on that road right now. So I'm going to try and make it short and sweet at the best that I can. But needless to say, I work in an office with about 34 women, if not more. And we know how, like, a lot of women can be very like filled with drama and whatnot. So my boss my director actually, she emailed me yesterday and wanted to requested a meeting. So I asked the girls around me, I'm like, do you guys know what this meeting is about? And they all looked dead in my face and said, no, we have no idea. Like, I can't believe that you have a meeting with the director. So I get into the office and the director just basically tells me my whole area threw me under the bus, basically stabbed me in the back. And I'm a very confrontational person. So like, if you have a problem with me, like come at me directly, like come to me, you can talk to me, like we'll work it out, like whatever it is. But I was completely blindsided. And that's what I've been like, obviously, like I've been crying about it because you get so hurt over these things. Like it's the people that say, oh, I'm the realist out there, like I'm not fake or I'm this or I'm that, but they turn out to be those types of people. And so I've been like thinking like, how can I turn this into a positive manner? Like I'm the most loyal person you'll ever meet. And I'm still going to be loyal even though you like these people just like basically stab me in the back. So this question really related to what happened today, and I've decided to go with it a positive light. Like I could be angry, I'm still angry, but I'm choosing to turn it around and focus on my patients, focus on my career, and let go of the anger because it's not going to get me anywhere. And it's just going to make them, like them win in the end. And that's not what I want. So that is that's what I'm turning into something positive in the midst of a disaster right now.
Most of the time when that happens with females, a lot of the time it's because they're jealous. It's jealousy. It's them scared that they're not good enough, that they see you doing better, or they see you getting ahead, or they see you doing something they can't do. And instead, what they do is they turn it around and make you, their goal is to make you feel worse about yourself, so you will think negative. So
they're making you question what you're doing.
Right.
Yeah. The best thing you can do is be positive and show them nothing but kindness. Nothing. Because you're going to hopefully soften their hearts.
Like they did in the beginning, like I'm not gonna lie, like this was like one of the hardest realizations that I had to come to. But it's also like, I'm glad it happened sooner than later. Like people's true colors always show. And I know my supervisor, she's getting ready to go out for a long time. So this girl in particular, like one of the girls that was the root of it all, basically the leader of it all, I know she's threatened by me and like what I have to bring to the table. And it's not just like it's by her actions, like she doesn't have to say anything, like I can tell, but like the fact that people like her or all of them in the pod, like there's five or six of us in total, but the five of them, the fact that they felt the need to stoop that low, I was just like, more power to you. Like I'm still gonna conquer above it all, but still, like you don't expect it. Like it hits you when you least expect it,
Just like the book.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Did anybody else want to chime in? I don't know if Kelly, are you still here or not?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Did you hear the question or?
I think I did. Yeah, I think choosing what you decide to focus on, if you decide to focus on the negative or the positive, it not only affects you, but affects those around you. Like if you focus on the negative in a situation, you're going to be soured and everyone's going to pick up on that. Mm-hmm. But if you just choose to be happy or focus on the positive, even though you're going through, whatever kind of situation you're going through, people will see that and respond to it as well. And I think that it all plays a part in how you process. Like, I think 2 weeks ago, we were talking happiness. at church, and the question is, how do you be happy? And it's not that, you can be going through a situation, but your happiness is from God, knowing that, where it all came from. And, you get in a fight or you work situation, you're not going to be happy going through it, but you put on a smile and just remember who's in control of it all at the end of the day, and trust in him.
When you go back to the book, like she thought it was over, like the church, and her job or losing his job, and she just thought it was over, like the whole make chicken thing, you know what I mean? Like it after that, what they did is they had trust in God that this was going to work out. They couldn't put their eggs anywhere else at this point, so they had, they put every egg they had in the trust of God, that this is your future. So when one door opens, or one door closes, another door can open. And it was more meaningful door that opened for her, so yeah. So just take those negatives and turn them into positives. And, just like her, like the whole, she felt like her life, well, she just felt like it was over, or not over, but you know what I mean? Like, she was devastated. What are they going to do with their, children? They have so many, they have their children, they have to feed them, they have to do this, they have to do that. And she just trusted,
I think it's a good thing to point out, we're building this community, but you guys are making the community what it is. Kayla and I could show up every day, but if it wasn't for you guys coming, this community wouldn't be here. And I expressed that to her today, that you have a whole community behind you. Like, this is your community, this is your tribe. Those people aren't, like, yes, you have to deal with them on a daily basis, but don't let them see you cry. Stand strong, because you are so strong, and you have a community behind you. And it's a season for you to just go, you know what, I'm going to be better with this. It's all those experiences that we have to walk through in order to embrace the next journey, whatever it is. He's teaching us those skills that we need, because what's coming next. And sometimes it takes us to get to those really hard moments to surrender everything, because that's all we have left, is to just have faith, just to believe that he has us. And I've had those moments, and I know Kayla has, and I know you guys have as well. And that's where the beauty lies in this journey. It's not a destination to win. We're on a journey. It's never gonna, tomorrow, we get to the goal of whatever. Well, it's not it's not done,
And it's funny that we brought this up, Liza. I didn't tell you this yet because I just got the news, but I had applied for a cardiac medical assisting position that I'd hoped that I was going to get. And I'd been waiting for the lady to write me back about an interview. And crazy enough, at like 8:20 tonight, she messaged me back for an interview. So crazy how everything's coming full circle.
Yep.
And it's not even like, it's all on God's timing. And I just kept saying, you know what, I just keep praying, like, if I'm meant to have this, like, I'm getting out of here. Like, I'm not staying.
About this, what experience you just experienced today, do you not feel it has made you stronger? If you were to go to another office, you would know how to approach those girls differently, not like you did wrong, but would have more insight. So this one thing that happened to you is going to make you stronger for your next journey.
Oh, absolutely. There's always something, I think, to be, learned from every experience. And one thing that my director kept telling me was like, oh, you'll grow from this. And I know I will. I don't need her to tell me that. You know what I mean? I know that this situation, dealing with this, like, and this is women that are so much older than, well, one of them, two of them are, but that's beside the point. Like, I can deal with anything. I've been through a lot. I've dealt with it all. So, like, this is nothing. Like, this is minuscule compared to what could be ahead, for all I know.
So I wanted to jump to the book on page 179, and I probably don't have it, but for those who aren't on the call, they can go back and look at this. This is the part where she's talking to her sons, and her one son, the oldest, is devastated because he earned all his $14 and he's throwing a fit and he's upset, and she's gone through all her mom mode, her coach mode, her prison guard mode, all the modes. And on page 179, she whispers to him and says, Judah, you're not going to go without. Judah, you are going to Disneyland. All of your needs are going to be well taken care of. You're not going to go without. Trust me. And that's where we are in a lot of these moments, is just trusting and being okay with not knowing the destination or what journey is coming next, what chapter is going to be opening. And I've had to do it, and I'm terrified of not being in control, not knowing what's coming next. And that's something that the people in my life are trying to teach me. But it seems like the only time that I actually listen is when the God is the one who's telling me, no, I don't know where I'm taking you next. You just need to sit in the moment and just wait for it to happen. And it's been really hard to do that, but this book has given me scriptures. It's giving me real life examples, talking with you guys and working through some of those things. It's opened our eyes to so many new things. Like Chastity said, like, what? The book's done? Like, what? Like, what's next? And so it just makes me more excited for what the next book is, because I think this is the foundation for where we needed to start, which we didn't know that at all. So
I know I loved that part. Like, but me as a parent, I feel like I failed because I'm the one that would have been like, here, take the other $14. You know what I mean? Like, I would have gave my kid money and not let her learn that lesson. So that was actually very humbling to hear, because I'm like, oh God, I think I do that all the time. I just give her the money. I'm like, oh, I don't want to be like, you don't want
to be the bad one. Yeah.
It's the hardest thing to see your kid upset. You know what I mean? Like, it's the worst feeling ever.
I'm going to put myself on mute. I'm going to head inside, but I am still here, just so y'all know.
Okay. Let's see. I want to jump to page 180. This is still talking about the $14 day compared to our $20 day. It says your spiritual warfare may look like a $14 day, but that doesn't mean it's not working. You may have to say no to that addiction every single day. You may be calling that enemy out every single time, needing to stay on alert. Every victory you've experienced can be traced to a moment of a whole lot of hustle and a whole lot of heart. Your effort doesn't diminish in value, but everyday battles are worthy and courageous. Besides, your $20 moment may just be around the corner. And I think that comes back to the surrendering and what Kayla just said about, I went through all this, and in the moment, in a blink of an eye, here, wait, your door's already opening. And so it kind of gives us that sense of, security in a essence, but the security is not in the people here on earth. It's in, God, and knowing that he's got our hand on the next journey already, and we just can't see it. And I think a lot of us can relate to that part. And we all have our own moments. I'm sure, some of us are walking through something similar at the same time, and I think that's really great. This book has, taken us from all different walks of life, all different beliefs, and kind of putting us in this community. And, we're embracing each other and embracing each other's journeys and really going, you know what? We're all on the same path. We're all going to the same place. We're all here together to support each other and encourage each other and remind how strong we really are, because we really are. We've all gone through a ton of stuff. Kayla, do you have any other questions from this chapter, or did you want to jump to chapter 12?
No, I'm going
anyone
to...
want to say anything at 11?
I think, was it Veronica or somebody had put a message in there.
Yeah, but that's for chapter 12, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess there's one other part that I want to point out. I'm just looking at it. It's on page 183, where she talks about when she at night she surveys her successes and her failures, and it's not like, oh, I did really bad, I did really good. You're surveying what today brought. And she said that at night was the most terrible time for her to make those decisions. And so instead of using the distractions like Facebook or social media or whatever, we do that at night. And instead of maybe doing that at the last thing we do at night is maybe just surveying, okay, how was I successful today and what can I improve in? And not even using the word failure, but just saying like, what can I improve in? And not putting a, I don't know what the right word for it is, putting a stamp on it like I failed today, but just looking at it and reevaluating, like tomorrow I can be better because I learned something today. And I think that was really, really big. I've heard that a couple of times, but it just is kind of sinking in. You know, all this stuff is I've heard so many times, but reading it and hearing it from her, I don't know why it's clicking.
I think it's all about, which this was a key point today, of all about perspective and like the way things are perceived. Like I could say something till 10 times or whatever till I'm blue in the face and you not get it, but somebody else could walk in and say the exact same thing, different wording, and you perceive it differently. So I think it's all about perception.
And also in chapter 11, I think it was, I did, I don't know, I got some feeling, I guess, in the aspect of, you know, how each kid had a different character, and like the firstborn versus the middle child versus the little child, and how each one of them, like the older child got the younger one to do what, you know, their work, and it was just funny. And in a way I wanted to say, you know, how he only got the $14, but the thing is he got, you know, he got his younger one to do all the work too, or to help with all the work too, so it was like it kind of evened itself out. But I like that was kind of funny. That made me laugh in that part of the book.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. All right.
And does Jetta know how to unmute it?
Yes.
Yeah, she just got like, I guess, like a lot of background noise going on right now. So
Yeah, it's over now. I'm sorry.
no,
You're
you're fine.
No, I just wanted to say hi. I've never met
Hi.
you. So.
Hi.
I'm
I've
back
got a
now.
shadow from this workout machine right here.
Does anybody else want to say anything about chapter 11 before we move to chapter 12?
I think you guys touched base on everything from it. So I'm good.
All right, girlfriend, you got the questions?
Chapter 12. Well, chapter 12 was kind of interesting with the questions. Because I really just want to know, like, how after you read the book, how it's changed you guys. Like that, I think I've been like just anticipating just to know what you guys like, if chapter 12 was like the final wrap up and that was the chapter that completely changed it all for you, or was it the overall book? I really want to know your guys' thoughts about it.
I think it was the overall experience of it all together. I mean, I've talked to my mom a lot about it, who's never read the book, by the way. I keep trying to get her, and she's like, I've got banned, Kelly. And I'm like, yeah, I know. But you would enjoy it. So I've been talking to her about it. And like some things, like she's like, well, yeah, duh. And so, but we talk about it, and I'm just like, I've never looked at it in the way that she points it out. Just so many different things about how she just points different parts of scripture out, and it just has really made me rethink how I look at scripture, how I look at everyday life, how I look at these different things. But at the same time, she's completely real and completely herself, and you don't feel like you have to be on this like perfect level, but you can be you. And you know, I think that helps. And I thought that it was interesting that she touched on the mom fail thing, because there's many days I feel like I've come short as a mom. Like I'm just too tired to go play your game or whatever till it's bedtime. Just be quiet. I need quiet. And then I'm over here on my phone. I'm like, That wasn't the smartest choice I could have done. I could have done quality time with him or just let him talk. Yeah. But after a long day, you don't think about that till hindsight. So, I think just in general and everything, like, it was a whole experience for me.
What about you, Chastity?
Yeah, I think I want to say it was the whole book. The ending isn't what got me at all. The ending left me like wondering, but it's not what actually wrapped everything up for me. I mean, I always keep flashing back, and I don't know why. Maybe because that's where I am in this experience right now. I keep flashing back to the chapter. Hold on. Brody, go lay down. Go lay down. My dogs, I got 3 of them running around here. But I keep flashing back to the chapter where she talks about when she was a teenager and she's riding in the car with the guys. And she just has that moment. You know what I mean? Like where she's like, this is it. You know what I mean? Like what was I thinking? I've been lost. I heard the voice and all that. And so I keep flashing back to that, and I really think that chapter is screaming at me. And that book has made me, that chapter, that overall book, it's really made me think a lot. It's made me rethink of, who I am and where I am and what I want to be, and just it opens me up. It opened me up to a lot of other theories, like just different things. So yeah, I very much enjoyed it. Very, very much. Like I said, I wasn't in it for the religious part of it. I wasn't. And in Jetta, that's something I guess, unless you watch the ones, you wouldn't know. But I wasn't. I don't like to give myself any denomination or anything like that. And I'm not a religion. I'm religious. So I think this book has brought me a lot closer, though. It has. It's opened me up to know that you don't always have to be a Bible thumper. You don't always, it doesn't have to be thrown down your throat or pushed down your throat. That you can choose on your own. And if you allow yourself to open your heart to everything and not close it, not just say, oh, I'm this, you know what I mean? Like, and that's one thing I've always wanted to do, because it's not like I've ever had the chance to say, or I never thought I belonged to any religion. So I've been to many different churches. I've heard so many different views, but I've never really felt welcomed. And I got to say, this is the first group I felt welcomed in this journey. So I appreciate it.
We love you.
Jetta, did you want to say anything?
Well, I feel like a loser because I didn't get to do the book yet. I've got a lot. Yeah, so I'm way embarrassed.
No.
I think that I've got so much on me sometimes. Huh?
I do mine on audio, so I don't have the time to read it. Mine is all audio, so don't feel bad.
Well, I've got it on Audible, and I still didn't get to. I'm studying for my real estate exam, and my sister's really sick, and I've got my Melaleuca business, and this puppy has slowed me down. I love her, but she's wild. She only wants me, but we've just got a million things. My sister's getting ready to go through a hysterectomy. My other one is on Dilaudid pain medicine every day. So I need, like, we do her dishes, her groceries, and try to help her and everything. So I'm just stressed out.
Well, we're sending lots of prayers your way, girl.
But yeah, I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. We're just glad that you're here and you're part of the community. Each one of us shows up the best that we can, and none of us are perfect. And that's
I love you all, though. Oh my gosh.
Aww.
It helps us reading what you all write. So, just being a team and a family.
Well, that's what, Kayla and I have wanted to create for so long, and we just kept like, oh, we don't got the time. We're like, you know what, we just have to make it. Like, we will do the best with the resources, with what we have. If we show up every day, then great. If we show up every other day, then great. And not making it like a set schedule, except for these calls, because, even Kelly was like, nope, sorry, the world's not is going to end if I'm not on this call. But it really has been life-changing, you know, for us, but also because you guys are here and you're on the calls and you're watching the Zooms, like, you know, on the YouTube and checking the Facebook. Like, you may not interact every day, but the fact that you see it, like,
Yeah.
makes my heart swell. Like, knowing
Oh,
that
yeah.
you're seeing it, knowing that you're seeing it, like, that's that I gotta stop talking. I'm gonna cry.
And
No.
Jetta, how many times I have been on this call where I'm like, I didn't get to that chapter. Like, I'm sorry, but I still made the call because, in all honesty, they give us so many, like, the questions, and when you don't get the chapter, you can still so relate because we all are very personable. And I mean, we're so happy to have you. I'm so happy to have another member.
My son is, well, I've got one in there that's almost 23. The other one's going to be 26 in May. And he just had shoulder surgery 3 weeks ago. Well, no, it was on the 15th. So, like, we're just wore out. So, I don't know. But I'll be all right. I'll be all right.
I know that you have not read the book, Jetta, but we ladies who have, the title says it all. You are stronger than the struggle.
Mm-hmm.
And God knows exactly what you need when you need it. And just like all the other women who are in this community who maybe are just seeing the posts or just in the group, there's a reason why you're here. And I know that this wasn't really, Kayla, I'm just going to go with it at this moment. So, as you guys know, we're getting ready to start another book, right? The Gifts of Imperfection.
Mm-hmm.
And so, Jetta, we would like to gift you a copy of the book. So,
no, you're okay. I can get it on Audible.
Well, it's your choice. We chose you to be, well, I wasn't.
Oh my goodness.
Chosen. So, if you would like the copy of the book, we'll get with you so we can get
thank you.
Address. Yes, absolutely.
Oh my goodness. Now I'm going to cry.
Aw. Well, there's a reason why you're here, and that's why I said I'm just going to go ahead and tell you right now that you want a copy of the book because there's a reason God put you in this community, and there's a reason why you're on the call tonight. So we're so thankful that you're here, and I'm really, 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 really excited about this new book.
Well, I'll get this one right. Oh, Lordy.
Do we have another book?
We do. We have a second copy. So one of our other new members, Michelle, which has actually become a new friend of mine. She's not on the call, obviously, but she also is winning the second copy of the book. So I will announce that officially in the group. But since you're on the call, Jetta, I wanted to tell you personally. So,
is there anybody else that does not have that book that can't get it? Like whoever's on the call.
I haven't gotten it yet, but I will.
Veronica, what about you? And I think oh no, she's still here. Okay, good.
You said she won't know the.
What did she type?
I think she had to go. Her phone was dying.
Yeah. I'll message Chastity. I'll message her.
Okay, thank you.
Let me.
Oh goodness, long day.
You okay? Oh, I was like, you're all right.
I'm good. I literally just got done watching kids. I watched them all day and then went and got to babysit one of them.
Oh.
So, I guess, I mean, me and Kayla do a lot of the talking on the call, so we were kind of, trying to give you guys the opportunity to finish off this. I mean, we're not ending the call right now by any means, but this book has been beyond anything I expected. When Kayla first told me about the book, as you know, a lot of us, we had chose a different book, and then we're like, nope, we're just going to go with the wind. We're going to do this one. And I think it's the best decision that God threw in our face right now for this season. And honestly, I I didn't know what to expect with the book. I was a little hesitant about exactly, because I had read the first chapter before we started, and I was like, I don't know what we're getting ourselves into, but we're just going to go with it. But I think every chapter has built a foundation that was one, it was easy to understand. It was very relatable to all of us. And the fact that we could talk through things that, you know, we may have either not talked about with other people, or maybe just barely shared the surface of what we've been through. It's given us the opportunity to open up a little bit at a time and get to know each other and create what I feel like is going to be long-lasting relationships. And, you know, I think because so many of us are so busy working and going to school and doing all these other things, like, we made a commitment, and the fact that now we have this commitment, you know, having each one of us who are on the call or on the Facebook group or on the blog and just showing up, like, we've already created such an amazing community, and this book has done this. And I have repeated the phrase from the bathtub, you know, of the little boy who's washing his hair, because I get these moments of just fleeting fear out of nowhere. And some of them I know where it comes from, and some of it is just like lies that you know, the people in our lives have been telling us. And I think every little example that she gives us has given me the ability to see something differently. And like, I read scriptures, but sometimes I just don't get it. I don't see it. And for the way that she broke this down, it made it so amazing to be like, okay, that's in my book. Like, not the physical book, but it's in my what was the thing that you used to say, Kelly? It's in your bag of tricks or whatever it is. You can, you know, reach in and pull that out. I'm going back to those examples in the book. And, you know, the little thing you shared with me, like, there's all these little things that we've given to each other that have really made this book truly amazing. And knowing that each one of us is so much stronger than we were before we started this book is just, it's phenomenal.
I agree 100%. As like I said, like, I look at scripture, I look at everything just in a completely new light. And I've started, like, on the Bible app, I put it on the amplified version because it just breaks it down in such a different level where you can, it's not the standard, you know, old King James or even NIV. It really breaks it down and explains in context of what it is, like, but for where we understand it in today's time and stuff. And it's made me want to, you know, okay, I've never looked at it this way. What else have I been overlooking my whole life, you know, or everything? And it's not always easy to change what you're comfortable with, but I think it's a very necessary change, and it's a new season. And this group has definitely held me more accountable for doing stuff. Like, I was 4 chapters behind when I think I started, and I think I read them all 6, including that week's, the day of, because I'm like, oh, it's Wednesday. I'm supposed to be reading this. So, and I was nothing what I expected, but I was very glad that I joined, and it's just changed everything for me. It really has, and I'm very grateful for it. And for Chastity for nagging me.
So real quick, I had a spectator earlier. So the book has opened me up to watching, or to kind of take this journey with you guys. I find myself talking to God a lot more. I find myself praying more. I find myself looking, like, I don't know, there was just this lady on the side of the road, and I have a little heart in my car, which Kelly probably knows. I call it my dad and God, because my real dad passed away when I was 3 days old. So it's just a little stone, and it's a heart. So whenever I feel sad, depressed, or upset, I always grab it and I talk. Or if I want to speak to God, I always grab this. I don't know. I guess everybody has their own little sentimental things. A lot of people have crosses, and I have a little heart. It's a gemstone. And but I find myself doing that a lot more often, and opening myself up to maybe there is, more to this than I just was, putting it out there. You know what I mean? Maybe there is something out there. You know what I mean? Like, so it definitely opened my eyes. It did. It opened my eyes a lot. And I think it wouldn't have been opened my eyes if you guys tried to shove it at me. So, the way that it came, just like, make chicken. I relate this to chicken. I really do, because, you guys didn't say he's the word or this is that. No, you said make chicken. You know what I mean? And figure it out. Like, just go with it. And yeah, so that's that. I just had a little, I talked y'all about that before. Like, I just not comfortable enough to
It's
say it all
okay.
out.
So Jetta, I just wanted to reference what Chastity's talking about, where it says just make chicken. There's a section in the book where Havilah's life is just falling apart at the seams. Like, everything is going wrong. She's losing her job, like something with her husband, like just everything. And she prays to God, like, please tell me what I'm supposed to do next. And he says, make chicken. And she's like, what? Make chicken? And she did just that, because that's what her family needed to get through that day. And if anything I've learned is God not only gives us only what we can handle, even though we don't know that we can only handle the things that he gives us, but he gives us the grace that we need for today, not for yesterday and not for tomorrow, like just enough for today, because it's the only thing that we need to be focusing on. And that was, I think, really huge. I've heard that, but it didn't really sink in.
I'm gonna get on there and listen to it tonight since I've got it on Audible.
It's an
I've
easy
been really
listen. You'll love
weak
it.
and sick and stuff today, and not even been able to handle anything. So, shoo. But I'm gonna listen to it.
I listen to mine on the way to work, on the way home. Like, I have it on Audible, and I'm very much of like I gotta have it hands on. So I have the paper copy and that. So
Oh wow.
This is why I have a paper copy, because I highlight and I
yeah.
can kind of see, like, I write big bold letters, and obviously I'm going to go back and look at it and reference it. But Kayla, it's your turn to tell us
my turn to tell you what
About the book.
Oh,
It's your question.
I know, it was my question. No, I think that it wasn't just the ending chapter, but I think the book as a whole really changed my perspective on a lot of things. I loved how on the Audible version, if I'm not mistaken, it says, like, whenever it comes to a verse, it says amplified version.
Yeah.
So it really does give you, like, the breakdown. And like Kelly, I really looked at the Bible verses a lot differently. I think, like, I interpreted them a lot differently as well. But I think this book, like, it just spoke to me in ways that I wasn't ready for. Like, so much has happened since the beginning of this book to the end, and my situation that happened today happened to be at the end of this book. So I felt like God's timing through this whole thing was just, it was crazy. And it brought me closer. Like, I wouldn't say, like, I'm super religious. Like, I forget to lean on God when I need to. I forget that at the end of the day, he's in control, and I have to constantly, I think as, like, a Christian, we all struggle with that, like, reminding ourselves. And so this book really helped me to rely on God's understanding and not my own, and that whenever I am fearful or when I have worry, like, that's the devil talking. Like, that's the devil at any point trying to bring you down. So I think for me, it was that, like, I was able to draw closer to my higher power, my God, during this whole thing. And I'm able to lean on him. And when I felt like today, I felt like it was that moment for me, like, all right, this is the tip of the iceberg. That's, like, I'm ready to break. And God said, no, like, there's something better out there for you. This door is opening. And so this book, like, challenged me. It challenged me every aspect that I was like, oh, I have the answers. And it's like, no, you don't. Like, he does. And this book helped me with that. So this book was just a really good experience, like all around.
I think we've all gotten new tools.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the way that Havilah said, okay, here's the tool, this is how I used it, and she made it very practical, very relatable, and in a funny, goofy story that we can be like, oh, I remember the bathtub, or I remember the car ride to Disneyland. Like, having something like a landmark to be like, okay, I need that tool, now I can use that tool. And I think that, for me anyways, really made going to the toolbox and going, okay, I have more resources. Like, there's been multiple things that we have all walked through and we've shared them with you guys. Like, I don't know how the heck I would have gotten through the last 4 months, without learning some of these things that we just, like, going back and looking at, like, wow, I was learning these things, like handling these things. I mean, this last 6 weeks has given, and even Kayla and I, when we're talking about stuff like outside of the call and whatever, like planning what's coming next, we're like, wow, like this has really become a foundation for like everything we have. And it's like, the Bible study that we're doing, the 1-year Bible study that we're reading, like I have read this, I've done it. I think I got like through 4 months of the Bible study I did last year for the year. And then I just like stopped. But I'm reading the Bible verses in the Bible plan and I'm seeing them in a different light. Like I can see the scriptures totally different now. And it's the same stuff. Like, you know how many times I read Genesis? A lot. But I'm seeing things differently than I ever have before. And I think as we progress into life, and now we know we have a community of women who can pray for
I think
us.
it holds you more accountable too.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Who's read it, who hasn't? It's like,
yes.
they can see.
And
But yeah,
I think that Liza and I came into this not realizing the impact that we were going to have, and not realizing the impact that this book was going to have. This book, like you guys know, was just thrown at us. It was just one of those, like, we had something else in mind until I said, you know what, we have to do this. And this is our tribe. Like, the ladies that are here on this call, no matter, like, I know, Jetta, I'm not quite sure where you're from. That is so cute.
I love your shirt, by the way, Kelly.
Thank you.
I'm in Virginia near the Kentucky line.
Okay. So, but I just think that it's crazy. Like, I just think that it's crazy how we all came together, holding each other more accountable. Liza and I did not anticipate any of this. And we promised ourselves, like, even if it's only us showing up every week, guess what? It's going to happen. We'll record the calls and we'll just talk to ourselves, because most of the time we can just make conversation. Could go on for hours. But when Liza reminded me today that those people around me aren't my tribe, but this is my tribe. So I want you all to embrace that and embrace the ladies that are in the group that aren't on the call. No matter how new they are, that if you're not sure where your tribe is at, I believe that it lies in this group.
So,
go ahead.
I want to be a spoiler here. This has nothing to do with the books. That has nothing to do with the next book. So Kayla and I were passionately wanting to announce something, and it fell through like a million cracks, and we were devastated because we were so excited to announce this, and it was supposed to happen at the beginning of this book, and we're at the end of the book and it still hasn't happened. So I'm gonna spill the beans because there's nothing to spill. Kayla and I are really super passionate about not just like spreading the word of our community, but representing our community. And one way that we thought we could do that is by creating shirts. And we got somebody to do it, and it failed miserably. And we are working towards getting some funds together to try to buy some equipment to make our own t-shirts and buy the equipment and all that stuff. So I wanted to tell you, and I also wanted to ask if that is something you guys are interested in, because if you are, we're going to try to push for it sooner than later. It's just
I know somebody that makes their own t-shirts and sells them. It's a lady that
It's a good business.
Yeah. We want to create, like, we had created this whole design for the Stronger for the Struggle. So every
I'm
book
gonna show you guys.
we wanted to have at least one shirt for every book, so that when we wear it, it reminds us of what we've been through during that season. As a reminder, we'd love to have cups and hats and stuff, like whatever. But we had the design, we had everything together, but it failed miserably. And it is what it is. It's part of this journey. But we're not giving up. We're going to work really hard and try to get the resources to buy our own equipment so that we can just do it ourselves. Because between Kayla and I, we have the skills to make the design, to do everything. And I think it'll be a lot of fun. So if you guys are interested in shirts, let us know, because we're making it happen somehow.
One way or another, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
It was
very interesting.
We'll say I was so angry.
She was so mad for like 3 days, and I like couldn't even have a conversation with her because she was so angry. I'm like, let it go. And she's like, no.
She sounds like me. Can't let nothing go.
It was the fact, like, the idea finally came together, and then I'm like, I was so excited. I was like, but there was a reason. Like, she gave them to me at work, and I was like, I'm not gonna open these now. Like, I'll wait till I get home.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
What?
I'll tell you in a minute.
Oh, and I got home, and I looked at them, and like, I was ready to scream. I'm like, this is not at all what I had in my head. Nothing is perfect here. Like, nothing is like nothing's centered. Like, I was going on for hours. And Liz was like, it's going to be okay. I was like, no, it's not. Like, this was not the plan. So eventually, it'll happen.
Yeah.
Another one of those that's not our timing, but God's timing.
You're just going to have to keep talking. I can't stop crying right now.
Why? What'd Chastity do?
Oh. Anyways, yeah.
I think shirts would be a good idea. That would be awesome. I do. I think that would be good.
Thank you, Chastity.
Like any different, like a different color or different whatever. I always thought of at one point I wanted to like get bracelets, like matching bracelets through all of us. You know what I mean? Like, I think that would be so cute. Just like the book, like Stronger Than the Struggle. You remember how she made that bracelet or necklace or whatever?
I think of that necklace, yeah, that identified each of them.
I mean, they didn't realize what it would say, you know what I mean? Like, or how anybody else would interpret it. But like, how cool would that be? Like, I'm an anklet person. I'm not a like, I would love to have an anklet.
So there's been another endeavor that I came across that I cannot believe how the universe is. I'm seriously just gonna cry. Kayla knows exactly what I'm talking about. So she was stuck on the t-shirts, and I love t-shirts. Like, that's my thing, is t-shirts and sayings and whatnot.
See, I don't wear t-shirts with sayings on it.
Well,
I'm a weirdo.
So I discovered this I don't even know how to describe it, but basically you can create and engrave your own jewelry, and it's something that I've always been really passionate about. And since the beginning of the year, and I don't know why I didn't know about this before, but people like choose a word for the year, and then they center the whole world around. Like, I didn't know this was a thing, and so I discovered this company. And you buy all the materials and you make them yourself, and you engrave on a piece of metal a word, whatever it is that you want. And I wanted to do it so bad, and I was just like, okay, I have to find the funds to do this. And Kayla's like, we're trying to do too many things at once. Let's do one at a time. I'm like, okay, it's on the list of the things we want to do.
Like a Pandora bracelet. and each, you know, like the Pandora bracelets that have like,
Mhm.
not that we would do a Pandora bracelet, but a
Yeah.
bracelet. And you know how like the charms is each different book. If we knew how to make it, like how cool would that be?
Oh wow.
I'll have to share with you what it looks like. It's a round metal circle like this, and it's very simple. You can make whatever color material you want. There's different designs. You basically make everything yourself. So like you can do different designs for the bracelet. You can make it a bracelet, an anklet, a necklace. Like there's totally different things. And I was like, we have to do this. And everybody can choose a different word. Nobody has to choose the same word. So whatever season you're in, if you need it to say hope or have no fear or whatever it is, and it would be custom made. Again, this is, Kayla and I didn't expect anything at all from, and not really didn't expect anything. I can't say that, but I didn't expect the community, the support. As I really just, we didn't know where it was going to go. We honestly thought it was just going to be us chit-chatting on here with each other because that's what we always do. And I'm just so thankful you guys are all showing up. And for the ladies who aren't actually on the call, we love you so much. We thank you so much for showing up every single day and sharing and liking and just reading the posts, even if you're not on there all the time. Like, we love every one of you. And there's a lot of really great things coming for this next book. The resources that we have, we're going to keep it true and authentic. Kayla and I talked about creating like an intro to our videos, and I'm like, you know what, Kayla, we don't even need to do all of that. We just need to be who we are, showing up with just freshly washed hair out of the shower and just, you know, being ourselves, eating cheeseburgers and french fries on our Zoom calls. Chastity. Look,
Or
mannequin
being
head. I think this is really what defines the difference between this community and other communities that I've been part of, and just being authentic and just really showing up. You're so ridiculous, Jess. Jetta, I don't know if you
More
can see
people.
Chastity right now.
You have more people on your call.
Oh my goodness. You're such a goof. So I don't know. I just there's another one. Oh my gosh.
Oh wow.
She just
Okay.
blends it.
Wait, put that back
Okay.
on your screen. Hold on. Why isn't it working?
Oh my goodness. Oh.
Oh, I lost it. Kayla, you're gonna have to click on her screen. So
How many of those do you have, Chaz, at your house?
Oh my gosh, they gave like when I did it, so I have like 8 of them.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So like we could have like 8 different people. They won't talk as much as I will.
That's okay.
Oh, nobody can out-talk me.
No.
I'm like the worst.
Wait till you get on here with Chastity. We'll be on here for like 2 hours. No, longer probably. That's all right. That's what these calls are all about.
Yes. All right.
Wait,
So
Midnight last week when we got off here.
I chose my word for the year yesterday. I know we're in April, but it just finally came to me. So my word for the year is identity. So this kind of goes along with this book and just finding my true identity and what my identity really means to me and to the people who are around me and to you guys. You guys have helped me unpack and undig, especially, you know, you guys who are actually on the calls and just like, you know, interacting. Like, you've given us the courage to be brave and to just step outside that comfort zone, to just, you know what, this is where we're supposed to be. This is what we're supposed to be doing. And so I'm really so excited. I don't know why the word and how it came to me, but it just happened. So I don't know if you guys have words for the year or if
I have something along the topic. Not really for the year or anything, but one of my husband's uncles, something, they give us like really out of the box unique gifts for Christmas, and I usually don't discover them until months later because they're in my email with no warning that they were coming. And it's from them. It's from the company of whoever it is saying, hey, you got this subscription, or hey, somebody got this for you. And I'm like, wait, what? So I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago. They got us this thing, and it's like from myintent.org, and it's nothing super fancy, like a little
Oh.
whatever washer necklace. And so I chose I had like a specific thing. So I'd gotten a necklace and a bracelet, and I put forever and always. And my husband and I each have one, just as a constant reminder of the commitment we made. So your word has to fit on here. It's small, but it's engraved. And when you order it, you write them your story, and they actually sent me back a personalized message of who made it. And it was kind of cool. So that's a site if you don't want to do the work. You want something simple.
Kelly,
And put it on the back. Yeah.
Kayla, you get to talk. I can't even.
So that was
Oh my gosh.
the site that we were going to use, by the way.
Oh, that's awesome.
The one that we've been thinking about.
Oh my.
They're awesome, by the way.
So yeah.
Wow.
I seriously can't even talk.
Yeah, I was like, hey, where did they? Yeah, I've got something similar to that. And yeah, he wears it on his arm all the time. I got this all tied up.
Well, I came across it from Brendan Burchard, if you guys have ever heard of him. He knows the high performance habits or whatever. And I signed up for one of his classes. It had something to do with this new community he was creating called Commune, like community as commune. And at some point in one of my emails, I got an invitation to purchase like, a word or whatever. So I went to the website and I started doing research, and I was going to order one and surprise Kayla with it. And I was like, wait a minute, what is this? And so I started researching it and looking into it. And so instead of ordering it, I just said, hey, we're going to do this. And then I don't know what it was that kept me from ordering it. But I just was like, I'm going to wait and look into it. And I have all the support that I have. Like, the family wants to help make them. They want to do them with us. Like, they've wanted to build us something so we could do it. It was just like a time commitment for me at the moment, with school and everything else. And I was like, I just want to wait till the summer when I can sit down and commit. And after we get through this book, then, maybe once people discover what their word is for the season, then we could I wanted to surprise you guys with them. But because I was like, I don't know any of these girls. Like, I don't know what their words would be. And I was like, okay, I just have to wait. And it's funny that you said that, Kelly, because that's exactly what it is. It's the same company.
It's
That's
valid.
awesome.
It's valid.
I mean, somewhere I still have that message. And
what did you say, Chastity?
It's validation.
Oh yeah.
I can say it. I mean, they're great. It's nothing fancy. I mean, it's just a little washer or whatever on a necklace, and you choose your color. I think I don't know. It took me forever. I'm like, I felt so pressured at that point because I'm like, well, geez, now I have to find a small saying like so many characters, but it's got to be meaningful because it's going to be engraved. And yeah, I finally came up with Forever and Always just as a visual, aside from, the wedding rings, but a constant reminder that this is a commitment we made, but this is why we made this commitment. And it's cool.
Kayla and Lisa, if you had to guess what our words would be, what would you give us?
Well, is that so you don't have to pick word, Chess?
Huh?
Is this so you don't have to pick your own word?
I know what my word is. I'm just wondering what they think it would be.
I think she wants to see how well Liza and I know her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now, the only thing that comes to my mind, especially after, what you've said through this book and what we've talked about, right now, how I feel is yours would be No Fear.
Okay.
Mine would be Brave.
That's what I would pick for you, Kayla, right now.
Mine?
Mm-hmm.
And the one I chose would be Journey.
Kelly, I think yours would be Embrace.
Mine would be courage for her. Interesting.
And the reason I'd have to explain why I chose the words, because I'm just that type of person. You have, Chastity, shown no fear in everything. I know that you have this huge exterior, put this huge wall up against other people, and you've explained that, but in this group, you showed no fear in exposing and truly being completely vulnerable in who you are. And without you being here, like I wouldn't be where I am. And you show no fear, which shows me that I can be even braver than I ever thought I imagined I was. And that's why I would pick that for you.
I agree.
And Kelly, I chose Embrace for you because you have embraced this community with open arms. You have embraced this journey with no regrets. You've said, okay, I'm jumping full in. I'm 6 chapters behind. I'm jumping in. I'm embracing this because it's something that is on my heart. And you have brought so much to our community, and you've embraced every one of us individually. And that day that you prayed for me, you embraced my soul. You embraced me, a broken. And I'm so thankful. I don't remember what you prayed, what you said, but all I have to do is close my eyes and I can just imagine your words replaying and that feeling I had, just knowing that I'm safe in this community and that this community is here no matter what life throws at us. And I think having what Kayla and I know, I can speak for her, knowing that we didn't have a community at all growing up, none, absolutely none, and knowing that we already have a community, and how thankful we are for you guys who, you know, are here every day, who are on the Facebook and, you know, reading the blog and going through the questions and doing the hard work. And Jetta, I'm going to pick a word for you because you're on the call. And I know you haven't read the book, but my word for you is rise, because you are rising. You are just rising through everything right now. And I don't even recall how we met, how you get into this community, but I know that God has something big for you, and it's just beyond the horizon, and you're going to rise and you're going to see it. You're going to be on that mountain. You just have to hold on a little longer.
I would have picked breathe for her.
Who?
For Jetta, I would have picked breathe, because it's like needs to breathe. Like everything feels like it's crumbling and failing and falling, but just breathe. Just make chicken. You know, just breathe.
Yeah.
How about Veronica?
I've got like a piece about things lately, so I'm trying.
For Veronica,
Faithful.
Yeah, I would have to go with the same one. She's been, Veronica has been a big part of us as well. And she's been showing up and showing out, like in the group, posting words of wisdom for you guys. And I know that her posts are not only touching me, they're touching Liza as well. And she just keeps showing up for us, all of us. And she was on I think she's been on a couple of the calls due to work and her kids and things like that. But we wouldn't be here without her either. Like, she's been going through so much, even health-wise. She's been dealing with a lot, but still showing up for us.
Well, what most of you guys don't know is that Veronica, she was super excited for this book, super excited for joining in this community, but circumstances almost didn't allow her to be part of this community. And she was just like, no, I'll pass, I'll wait until I can have the opportunity. And because she was given an opportunity, she's been so faithful to our community that it's beyond anything that I can describe. And so I think that gives me and you guys all an example of, we don't know who may be joining our group and what they can bring. And she almost wasn't part of our group. She was just not going to be part of it. And so if that opportunity had been missed out on, where would our community be without her? And so I want to just embrace everyone who joins our community, whether they ever post anything or join a call or do anything, like knowing that they're on the other side and that we're constantly reaching our arms out and saying we love each and every one of you. You all have something to offer. You all have a purpose. You all are here for a reason. And just remembering that. And I think that's why our community is so diverse and we all have something, and we wouldn't be where we are if it wasn't for everyone who's in this community.
I met you through the Made for More page, as far as I,
okay.
yeah.
That makes sense.
Kelly.
Yeah.
This seems like a good time that, like, I know everybody, you're pretty good at the whole prayer thing.
You know, it's funny. Because
Because I know
Michael was saying that. I just got to point out.
that I know Jeff could use it. I know Kayla could use it right now, and everybody.
I'll happily pray, but before that, yeah, I've never been one like who's been super comfortable praying to people out loud. It's always been like my own thing. But it's actually, I found it super interesting, Liza, when you had said that you like felt like my hand was on you, because one of the first times I ever prayed like with another person out loud was actually when I was younger. I don't even know how old I was. But me, my mom, and my dad, we had gone to some revival. It was in Lakeland. And I was like pumped. I'm like, yeah, I've never been. Let's go. Let's, whatever. So we had gone. And I don't even remember what the message was about. I remember the worship. It was good. And one song just kept saying, fire fall down, fire fall down. And my dad, I think I touched a little bit on it, but when he was younger, probably in his early 20s, he fell 50 feet from the platform of the space shuttle where the engines are. From that point to the ground, from that post, the thing it sits on, it's 50 feet. So he had fallen. All safety measures failed because he didn't tie off properly, and there was a power outage, and his one measure failed. So he got saved through the whole experience being in the hospital. But alcohol, overtaking medication, combining the two, really turned him into just not a wonderful person to be around. They had, one of the many things they had done was fused his arm or his wrist. And for as long as I could remember, that had always bothered him, the way it was fused, the screws in it, whatever. And I just felt in that moment, I was like, Dad, I want to pray for your wrist because it's always hurting. I think it was really hurting, particularly that day. And so I laid my hand on him. It was like one of the first times I prayed over anyone. And he's like, Kelly, I feel like your hand is literally on fire. It is burning my arm. But it was a good thing. And from that moment on, he's never felt any pain in his arm ever. And it completely healed it. So, and then you said that, like one of the first times really in a group setting that you just felt my hand on you. So it would just, it's been on my mind. So, yeah, I don't know. It's not something I've done a lot, but I've like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. But like staff meetings were always like, hey, anyone want to pray? And I'm like, oh. But yeah. Anyways, did you guys want to have a moment of prayer? Is that what you're getting at, Chastity? I totally interrupted you.
I just wanted to make sure that we did it before we got off the call.
Okay. Yeah, whenever.
Thank you guys for just showing up, and Chastity for, suggesting the prayer, because I know that we all could use it. And Kelly, thank you for being brave enough to offer, because I know that's not easy. But it seems like God is placing those words in you to speak over us. And so whenever you are ready, go for it, girl.
Yeah, we can type right in. Oh gosh. Father God, I just come to you now and in this community, and anyone who's just listening into this call and at this moment. And I just pray that you make yourself known. Lay a hand of blessing, of healing, of protection, of love, whatever each individual needs. I know that you know what path we're on and where we're at in our individual journeys, whether we're just so caught up in life that we forget to breathe, that we forget to just pause and go, God, you gave me this life, you gave me this journey, you gave me this every circumstance, and you're not going to give me something that I can't handle. And even though it feels like I'm failing and I can't breathe, God, just help me to breathe and give me the strength for the next step, and then the next step, and the next step. And if it's work and just people and drama and life, and just use that to help us to rise and let you shine through, and let that be a moment for you. Make it a God moment, as so many would call it. I thank you for placing this book in our lives. I thank you for bringing us together, and for making this what it is, because this wouldn't have happened without you. You have been 100% in the middle of this. And I just thank you for bringing Kayla and Liza together to create this community, and using them in the way that you have, and for everything that you're going to use them for going forward. I know it's going to be powerful, and it's going to be wonderful. And I can't wait to see where it's going to go. I thank you for bringing this book to us, and really just opening all of our eyes in the way that you needed us to see. I know personally I've been stubborn and just saying, yeah, I know I need to read my Bible more, but I'll get to it. I'll get to it. And then I haven't, and here I am. It's amazing. I always say let go and let God, and that has just been a real revelation every day, when life just knocks you down and you just breathe and let it go, and then let you work through that situation. I pray that just moving forward from this moment on, that you just help us to remember the tools, and that you continue to speak into us and work through us, and help us to recognize you in every little moment. And just thank you really for everything that you have done in my life and in these girls' lives. And if there's struggles that we're all going through, or something that we just haven't brought to the table, that you know we're dealing with in our hearts, I pray that you just put your hand in that area, and do what you do best. If it's meant to be, it'll be. And just bring peace to all of us, bring rest for those who need it, give strength for the ones that are feeling weak right now. I just thank you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. That was beautiful, Kelly.
Thank you.
You have us all crying. So,
Sorry.
no, don't apologize. Halfway through the prayer, I don't know what you said at one point. We all like literally came out of the computer, not literally, but I felt like we were all sitting around in a circle with our arms around each other like this. Like I could feel all of a sudden the weight on my shoulders like go down, and I felt like this warmth of your hands, and I felt something on my head. And I don't get these weird feelings, like this never happens to me ever. And I literally like felt we were all holding each other, like actually embracing one another. And I had to share that part because I felt like something like literally holding me, like I'm gonna fall, but I'm like, no, you're not gonna fall. I've got you.
Yeah.
And
I talked to my mom about this. Like, I think I was actually talking about the time. It was like how I told her pretty much the same story, like how with my dad, and then that, and I was like, my hands were literally burning when she said that, and I don't think I told you that just now. And she's like, yeah, that's the power of God. That's what happens. And I'm just like, it's so weird. Like I don't understand. Like right now, I don't know that it even shows, but I feel like I'm shaking. Like my whole body is shaking. Not because I'm nervous or anything. Like it just is what it is. It's cool. I know it's just God moving and the power, and it's just awesome.
The part that really got to me was when you were saying that, you know, everybody going through their struggles that they're not able to put on the table right now. And I think that's the part you're talking about. I think at that point, that's like really what moved me, because it's so true that we have so many struggles, so much going on in our life that we could spend all hours of the day talking about these things. So, you know what I mean? Like, because I know there's many struggles I'm dealing with right now that, of course, you know what I mean? It's just life. But that moved me.
I've always been a big fan of prayer. I just usually do it by myself, which is dumb. Well, not really, but it says in the Bible, it says when two or more are gathered together, there I am also. And that is when you're united, and there's less room for Satan to really go, nah, let me just weave in here. It's powerful, and it's something that I don't experience often. I mean, you're obviously supposed to have your quiet time and your time with the Lord, and I've always done that. I think over and beyond.
Kayla, will you share with them what was supposed to be on the back of the shirt? Kelly just something that is, I have to say this, I have to point it out. You just said something that is a key phrase that's supposed to be on the back of our shirt, which will be at some point.
Okay, so it says, live fearless, be brave, and unite in sisterhood.
So I know God has hands in all of this tonight. His grace is upon us, and he's giving us all mercy. And he is providing what we need in this moment. And there's nothing else that can take that away. And I think this is really strong because we're closing out this book. And it's not, I guess not a closing of this book, maybe physically closing this book, but it's not just going to be on the shelf, it's in our hearts. And I think we're going to carry this on every day forward. And Jetta, when you read this book, you'll understand all of this will make sense to you. You can go back and watch all the other videos that we recorded if you can make it through them. Some of them are kind of long, but they're pretty amazing, just like this one. They're worth it. They're on the website and will be forever. I'm not taking them down, and the questions will be there too for anybody who sees this at some other point in time. I'm just speechless at this point.
Well, can I tell you something?
Absolutely.
I live right beside my father-in-law. That's where, when you messaged me, my husband just came in from work, and they pulled in. He's the pastor of a Free Will Baptist church, and they've had revival all week. And I think it goes through Friday. But my brother-in-law is also the pastor of a church. But my father-in-law's been a pastor since that same little country church, probably 45 years now. And but he's that's just weird. They're having a revival. If y'all need anything prayed for or anything like that, like on a prayer chain, or like, I can definitely tell them. But I live right here beside him. They're precious. He's going through cancer right now, so. But he got, like, God's healed him basically because he had to have I think it was 4 times the fluid pulled off of his lungs because he had the chemo pills were making him so sick. And then they took him off of it, and now he's just like totally healed up. He's not on oxygen. He's out preaching again. It's just amazing. So the doctors are like, there's no reason he's walking around. But he's just turned 75 in February.
God bless
So
him.
That's amazing.
yeah, God brought me to this family. You wouldn't even believe it how. But I've been with my husband for almost 25 years now. So
Well, we would all love to hear your story at some point whenever you're ready to share it, whenever you feel comfortable. We do that kind of thing here. But Kayla and I can maybe try to put a prayer chain together. We can post something tomorrow, maybe see if there's anybody else, and maybe you can have them pray for all of us. Or send us private prayers or whatever, and we can forward them to you. But we all believe in prayer. I know it's so powerful.
oh yeah.
Chastity, you looking like you want to say something.
She always wants to say
Um,
something.
I'm actually pretty emotional tonight,
Yeah.
so talking isn't the easiest thing because I'll just cry. So
You might need to cry.
no,
Hey, I've been doing it all day, so.
I don't know why I'm so emotional.
We all do.
I don't.
We'll know for you.
Yeah.
Kelly's smiling just like I am. We all are. You can see how big old smirks on her face. Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, no, I'm so glad that we all got together, honestly. I don't, again, and I will say it 100 times, I don't know how in the heck I got into this, I don't know.
We are thankful for you every single day, no matter how it happened, and no matter how we all became friends. We're thankful for your friendship. We are blessed for your friendship, and we wouldn't be here without you.
I look forward to it every Wednesday.
Good.
Every
I did
Wednesday.
too. I flat out canceled babysitting. I was like, I'm done at 9. Like, I gotta go. I adore these parents. They are the sweetest people ever. And I can sit there and talk to them for hours. I mean, it has happened. I put the little one to bed, and then her mom and I sat there, and she's like, "You want pizza?" And I'm like, "No, I just ate." She's like, "I can't eat pizza alone. It's 11 o'clock at night," and she ordered pizza just so we could sit there and talk. So we'll sit there and talk forever, but I'm like, I gotta go. Like, I have a call. I've gotta be on at 9. And I'm like, okay. So yeah, priorities. Y'all win.
Absolutely. We all win. That's so funny. Well, go ahead.
I want to make a quick announcement because I really will have to go here in a few minutes. My bedtime is approaching. My wake up time is approaching. But Monday we are doing a special Zoom call. If you guys can't make it, it's okay. It's just Monday is the start of the new book, The Gift of Imperfection, The Gifts of Imperfection. So Liza and I figured we would do a Zoom call to everybody that's new, give you guys the chance to walk you through on how to download the Zoom app and get started, so that come Wednesday, everybody is prepared and won't miss out on anything. We're going to try and start them like 9:05 at the latest. So we're not keeping anybody on here too long because there's people joining us from all over the United States. So we want to give them that opportunity as well. So Monday night at 9:00 Eastern Standard Time, we will be doing another Zoom call, and then we'll do one on Wednesday as well.
Like
and,
we normally do.
Yeah, and then it'll be every Wednesday for the remaining of the weeks. I will say that Liza and I have been going back and forth between making this 6 weeks or 12 weeks. At this point, we're going with whatever God leads us to do. If it takes us 6 weeks, if we get done with it in 6 weeks, perfect. If we get done with it in 12 weeks, perfect. However it's meant to happen, it will. So I've been praying over this next book, and I'm just so ready for what it's going to bring, as we saw what Stronger Than the Struggle brought us. So I want to give you guys that heads up.
If you guys, real quick, and then we'll just end the call, whoever you guys added to the group, if you could just let them know, maybe kind of guide them in the Zoom so that they can come on, or, if they can make it or not, or just kind of explain where they can find the videos. Not that they won't listen to us, but sometimes people miss our posts and they get lost, so we try to make them as announcements. But I think a lot of people, one, have never done a book study before, and two, they've never heard of Zoom, and they're kind of intimidated by it. And it reminded me, Chastity, you had said something that you were trying to talk people and explaining it. So just encourage them to maybe try to make the call on Monday, or watch the recording if 9:00 doesn't work on Monday. But, we're sticking with the Wednesdays from now until whenever. So just block out your calendars.
And you'll make it where we can share it, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But we just wanted people to experience it, just like when we started with this book, we did the intro call, just to make it easier to get on, work out all the kinks and stuff like that. So, but if you have anybody who has questions, just, let us know if you come across anything, but we're just going to keep posting what we can. And
just one more, I know you guys probably seen it on my Facebook, but you guys really should watch, I went into the Straz, which is a musical, and music, like a theater, and I watched Dear Evan Hansen at the music. It's a theater, theater musical. It was amazing, guys. You can literally look it up online and stuff. Amazing show, 3-hour long show, but it was absolutely amazing. If you ever get the chance to watch that, you really should. It was very emotional, it's very good.
Would you post that to our group?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Kayla, I'm going to let you close it out since you're the one on over there with your puppy.
All right. I know. She's been all about mama today. Normally she's in bed already.
She knows you need her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to thank you guys for joining us on Stronger Than the Struggle book study. It's been amazing, and Liza and I cannot say it enough, but we are super thankful for you guys showing up every week. We love you guys, and I hope that you all have a blessed week. There will not be questions posting on Friday, so that won't be looking forward to, but I will have something else for you guys. And then see you all Monday for our next Zoom call. So I hope you guys have a great evening.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye.